do young children like the same stories as older children?
No, I don't think so. Because young children have relatively less experience and knowledge, and their comprehensive knowledge or ability is not that good compared to older children. So maybe they more they are more likely to read simple content of story, such as fairy tales, something like that. But on the other hand, as I mentioned, older children have more accumulated knowledge. So maybe they like much more complicated content of books, such as scientific stories or like, yes, etc. I've drawn a
Okay,
blank.
that's all right. That's fine. That's a good answer. Okay, apart from scientific stories, I think you mean science fiction, don't you? Science
Science
fiction.
fiction. That's right.
But good answer. Very good answer.
Thank
Right.
you.
All right. So, how has technology changed storytelling?
Oh, in my opinion, I think technology has changed the storytelling a lot. I mean, for example, a few decades ago, I mean, 100 decades ago, a lot of
A hundred
people.
decades. A
No,
hundred decades. 100 decades is a
just a few
thousand years
decades
ago.
ago. I just want to like emphasize.
100 years ago. Let's stick with a
Okay.
100 years ago.
Okay. 100 years ago, a lot of people was be able to talk. I mean, tell their story only in front of a lot of people on the staging. But nowadays, with the development of technology, I mean, to be more specific, because of social media, they can tell using making videos or like using a lot of platforms such as YouTube. So they have much more audiences, yes, on the internet.
Okay, good answer.
Okay. Phew.
What one or two I means crept in there, but apart from that, it was a very good answer.
Okay.
100 decades ago, my goodness. Right. All right.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, so how do people tell stories to children?
Oh, I guess adults tell the story to their children using visual effects or auditory effects because children still young and immature and they don't have any ability to control themselves, so they might get distracted easily. So to attract children's attention, they usually use those kind of effects.
Effects. Explain the effects to me.
uh, I mean, the effects is, as I mentioned, auditory and sounds effects and visual effects. I mean, they can tell the story using the pictures so that children can understand about the story. And I think sound effect is the best way to attract children's because mm, well, because in my opinion, sound effects is really interesting for children because it's really easy to accept.
Okay, when you say sound effects, simplify it because you're when you say sound effects and visual effects, I
Uh-huh.
was in my mind that's what movie makers use. sound effects and special effects, visual effects. I don't think parents have the time to prepare CGI for their kids at every bedtime when they're reading them a story. So if you say visual effects, I'm thinking of CGI. You know CGI?
No, I don't know.
Computer generated images. You know,
Ah,
like if you're watching the Transformers movies or the Marvel movies, where everything that's on the screen is fake. It's all generated by computers. That's visual effects.
I see.
I don't think parents have time for that. I don't think they've got the skills for it. So what I would say, but I know what you're saying. So in simple language, I would say that parents they act out the story. So when they're reading the story, they act it out, and to the kids.
Yes,
And
right.
when in terms of what was the other one you said, auditory or whatever it was that you said, audio effects, they change their voice for each character.
Yes,
So
right.
basically, they act out the story in order to keep the kids interested.
Oh,
Right.
yes, that I really want to say.
Okay, why do children like stories?
Well, I guess they can learn a lot of things from story. I mean, no. It's a really bad habit.
Well, at least, but you've noticed it now. Okay, you've noticed it, and you're realizing how many times you say it. Yes, it's
Right.
a little too many. Yeah.
Okay. So is it okay? What I mean is that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. What I mean is that children have. Let me think. It's a very difficult question.
It's
I've
not really.
never
It's a
thought
very
about
easy question. Why do children like stories? It's
why.
why is
Why
it a difficult question?
Because it's obvious. I mean, it's really interesting for them. I mean, what I mean is that most of story content, interesting story, and such as heroes or something like that. Because they want to attract children's interest and attention, so they mostly content those kind of interested content. So that's why they like stories.
Okay. What is think of it. So even, whether it's let's start with very young children. You mentioned at one of the first questions.
Okay.
Do young children like the same stories old children? You specified the kind of stories that young children like, and you mentioned fairy stories or fairy tales or something like that. Okay, so why do children like stories? What is it about, let's say, fairy tales that attracts children? What is it about those stories?
I think they can learn some lessons from the story. For example, if you read the um, hmm, I do have a lot of things in Korea, but I cannot. If you think about of your childhood, of course you read about the princess who died because of poison contained in apple. And from the story, you can learn some lesson. Don't trust anyone easily. Oh my gosh. So childish. I think
No,
that's
it's actually it's not, and I think you're on the right track. Okay, no, you're on the right track.
okay.
So basically, even in very simple stories like fairy tales, what you're saying is there's a lot of moral lessons that can be learned about life. That's basically what you're saying, isn't it?
Yes, right.
Okay,
Portal.
but also there's a lot of because it is a fairy tale. The whole thing about fairies is that they have magical powers.
Oh, right.
Okay, and that for a child is a very exciting idea that somewhere in the world people have magical powers because kids have got great imaginations. And
Yes,
so, of course, as soon as they hear that, they want to have magical powers as well, and they want to hear about the story. So it's just that it's exciting, it's new, it's about magic. But as you say, there is all usually in their stories there is some kind of moral element which teaches kids a lesson, a life lesson.
oh, yes, right. Yes,
That's what
right.
that's what you were trying to say, isn't it?
Oh, I love your ideas. Oh, okay.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's have a look at some more part one questions.
Mhm.
Um, did you usually go to the cinema when you were a kid?
No, I didn't. I didn't go to a cinema that much because when I was a kid, there were few movie theaters. So there weren't any chances to go to a cinema.
When you were a kid, there were very few cinemas. Was this 100 decades ago? I'm
I'm
sure. I'm
so
sure there were lots of.
sorry.
I'm sure there were lots of cinemas in Korea.
Yes, right. But I just made the story.
Okay. There weren't many cinemas in Korea. I feel so sorry for Koreans that they didn't have many cinemas 100 decades ago. Um, right. Do you usually go to the cinema with your friends?
Oh yes, of course. Um, Whenever I go to a cinema, I ask. I mean, I tend to ask my friend to go to a cinema together because I feel like it's. I feel like weird to watch a movie alone. So I usually go to a movie theater with my friends.
I got a story about this. Do you know, a long time ago,
Hmm.
you wouldn't believe how long ago. This is almost 100 decades ago, but it is actually 4 decades ago, so it's a long time ago.
Hmm.
I was a student,
Uh-huh.
and I went to somebody. I found out that there was going to be a Bruce Lee
Oh.
night in a cinema in the city where I was studying at the time. And
Mhm.
I'd never seen a Bruce Lee film. You know Bruce Lee, the kung fu guy, the
Yes.
Chinese, Hong Kong Chinese. And they'd never shown his movies on British television. So I thought, oh, I've always wanted to see. And they were
Uh-huh.
going to show four movies back to back, one
Oh.
after the other for the night. So I went down there. None of my friends were interested, so I thought I've never seen one. I'd like to see one. So I paid my money and I walked into the cinema,
Uh-huh.
and there was nobody else in there.
Oh,
It
really?
was it was empty. So
Wow.
I thought, okay, well I can sit anywhere I want. Obviously, although I had a ticket that gave me a seat number, and I sat. I thought, where's the best place to sit? Right in the middle of the cinema. So I've got the screen in front of me, and the speakers are equally spaced. I think I'll choose the best spot in the cinema. And
Mhm.
then they started the movie, and
Uh-huh.
then somebody else came in, and it was noticeable
Uh-huh.
because you heard, because there was no people in there. It was deadly quiet apart from the movie playing.
Mhm,
So this
mhm,
guy came. This guy came in,
mhm.
and he sat right next to me in an empty theater in the
Why?
chair next to me.
Why?
And I thought, what the hell's going on here? There's like 200 seats,
Yes,
and he's
right.
chosen the one right next to me. So I felt really uncomfortable. I think basically, I assume he was gay and he was looking for a gay friend. But so I thought, I can't take this. I just got up and walked out. I thought, I've come here to watch a movie, not to get a gay proposal. So I never did see those Bruce Lee movies.
Oh, I see. Wow, it was really interesting story. I will use it. Use the story. Describe the story someone told you and you remember.
Yeah, yes, there we are. You could use, yes,
Okay,
okay. By
okay.
all means, have it as a story, yes.
Thank you. Wow.
Right, okay. So do you still enjoy watching the movies you loved as a child?
Oh no, not at all. Because the movie that I watched in my childhood was so childish. I mean, childish. It was a cartoon and animation. So now I'm not interested in at all. So I don't watch it.
So what do you watch instead?
I mostly watch all kinds of movies, from scientific movies,
Science fiction.
science fiction, or um, zombie movie, or
Ah, okay,
action
that
movie.
all right. Okay, that one fooled me. Luckily, I had a student about 3 or 4 years ago who
Uh-huh.
used to talk to me about zombies all the time. And I was thinking, what the hell is she talking about? What the hell is a zombie? And eventually I realized that she was talking about zombies,
Ah,
zombies
zombie.
with a Z, zombies, not zombies. I think maybe is that the Korean pronunciation? Is that
Yes,
what you
sir.
call it? Yeah.
Well, I
So
cannot. What's the difference between zombie?
zzz, it's a zzz sound through closed teeth, and zombies is j. The whole mouth shape is completely different between
Oh,
zombies and zombies.
zombies.
That's better. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Anyway, she is already a nurse in New York, so she got over. The, luckily, there are not many questions in IELTS about zombies, so she got away with it, I think. So, do you prefer watching movies at home or in the cinema?
I would say at home. I mean, I would say at home. Recently, I watch movies a lot on Netflix on my laptop because it's much more safer to watch a movie at home rather than watching a movie theater.
Why is it safer?
Because these days with the coronavirus, if I go to a movie theater, I think I will um, I'm more likely the get infected if I in a crowded place.
Okay, all right. All right, we've got a bit of time left. Okay, so do you often send emails?
No, I use email once in a blue moon. Rather than using because it's not that convenient to send. So rather than using emails, I would rather use KakaoTalk, which is communication apps, because
Okay,
it's really
okay, that's
convenient.
enough. That's enough. That's good, right? When would you send emails to others?
Um, as I mentioned, I rarely use emails, but I think I will use emails when I send the resume to a hospital because I'm a nurse. So so on such an occasion, I will use emails.
Okay, all right. Okay, is sending emails popular in Korea?
No, I don't think so because I cannot see a lot of people who are using emails, especially nowadays, because as I mentioned, there are a lot of much convenient applications, communication apps, such as KakaoTalk, Line, something like that.
Okay, you said much convenient. You mean more convenient? More convenient.
More convenient.
Hmm. I'm going to kill that chicken in a minute. Can you hear the chicken? Is
Yes,
it?
but it's okay. Country vibe.
Do you think sending emails will be more or less popular in the future?
Absolutely. it'll less popular in the future because even now, more and more people are reluctant to use email because it's not convenient.
Okay, that'll do. All right, we've run out of time. Good timing.
Oh, wow. It was
Okay.
so fun.
Right. So, if you found this IELTS class useful, informative, or entertaining, please give it a like, subscribe, and share with other people who you think might benefit from these live IELTS class videos using actual examination topics. Most of the students participating in these classes are now living their dream in English-speaking countries around the world. If you want classes with me, you can contact me on X, LinkedIn, MS Teams, or Viber. Details are given in the description below or on the About page for this channel. Thank you.